Hi everybody, it's me, Jackie Armand. I'm back again with another spooky video. Today we are going to work on my Scarlet Witch costume a little further. So this is the part 2 of that. If you haven't seen part 1, I will link it in the description of this video. But basically what we did in part 1 was we worked on the bodice mostly, so the upper half here of the costume. Now I've done a little bit off camera since that last video. Which I will show you in a little while. You'll see some of it here in a minute, and then you'll see some at the end of the video that I felt like was kind of redundant to film because it was kind of a lot of the same techniques that I did for the bodice, so I felt like it wasn't super necessary, but I will go into it a little bit of like what I did. But for this project, mostly we're gonna focus on is kind of the bottom half. If you look at a picture of her, she has like a kind of half skirt going on, or bottom cape, whatever you want to call it, that she has. And then we also have to work on her little headpiece. So she has like a kind of tiara thing that goes up there. So those are the main things we're going to work on in this video. So not a whole lot left to finish the Scarlet Witch. And then soon, which, you know, hopefully in October, you will get to see the part 3, which will be the hair and makeup. And then also the results of a photo shoot that usually me and my husband go on to take for our Halloween cards in October that we send out. So I'm really excited to get this costume done. It's September, so this is actually probably the latest I've ever taken to make a costume. Usually by September I am done. So anyway, I'm ready to get it finished and just be done with it. But I guess before we get into all of that stuff, I would like to say that if this is the kind of content you like, if you like costuming, you like crafting, you like tutorials, you like pretty much just anything all around spooky, that you would give this video a thumbs up, and you would also hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to ring the bell so you can be notified anytime I post a new video. It's Halloween all year long here, not just in October, so if you like that, then stick with us because it is a lot of spooky fun on this channel. Also, if you'd like to support this channel in a more personal way, I do have a Patreon. Patrons get access to lots of extra goodies, including extra content. I have 2 different Patreon exclusive series there that you can watch, and one is called TerrorTube. It's kind of a horror host type show hosted by me where we just do kind of fun, nostalgic, spooky things. I read ghost stories. We make spooky cocktails. I do movie reviews. And those are available for paid patrons only. However, the other series that I have there is for free members or all members, and it is called Friday Night Creepover. They are just kind of chit-chatty kind of videos where we sit in my bedroom and we kind of just do fun stuff. We talk, we, you know, just hang out basically. And sometimes we watch movies together, and sometimes we play fun games. Like I did a spooky Would You Rather once. And yeah, those are just kind of more laid back, but I kind of enjoy making them. I hope you guys enjoy watching them. And yeah, those are free. You can also purchase the entire collection of TerrorTube videos if you want to watch those and you're a free member. But for just as little as $3 a month, you can enjoy everything on my Patreon. I also do Patreon giveaways. I do them sporadically. I don't really have like a schedule on giveaways at the moment because I'm still kind of trying to figure it out, but they've been fun so far, and pretty much every member can participate in the giveaway. You have a little more of an advantage if you're a paid member, but every free member also has their name in the pool, so if those sound fun, then obviously you can go to patreon.com/Jackie Armand and think about giving a little bit of support. Also, with October coming up, if you are on the Monster Master tier, which is the highest tier on my Patreon, you can get a lot of extra fun stuff in October. Some of things include getting a Halloween card from me in the mail. You can also participate in the live stream of our Halloween party. So if you've been kind of tracking this Halloween party this year, which is the superhero and villains mixer, and it looks like kind of fun and you want to be a part of it, sort of, you can watch that live. We usually have a live streaming going on during our party, and you can be a part of that. All the other tiers and free members will get access to watch the live stream after the fact, but if you want to be a part of it live, then you have to be on the Monster Master tier. It does have a free trial on it, so you can try it out if you want to before you decide to pay for it. And you also would get an invitation in the mail to said party. So if all of that stuff sounds fun, you know, think about really supporting me on Patreon. But even if you are a free member, I still appreciate you. It's still just another platform I can do some spooky stuff that doesn't really fit here on my YouTube or has copyright constraints. So I do enjoy all my free members as well, because I think we have fun over there. So anyway, I guess all of that being said, we can go ahead and get into what we're gonna do to finish up this costume. All right, let's go. All right, we are in the handy dandy craft room now. Kind of ignore if there's like kind of a mess behind me. I apologize. This corner is kind of the hoarder's corner over here in the craft room, but we're over here because I wanted to show you kind of the progress so far on my costume. As you can see, here I might bring it a little closer. Everything's pretty done. I have these little side, can you see that? I've got these little panels here attached. The same kind of thing that I did up here with all of these foam pieces, I did with this. The only difference was that, so I cut this part out of foam, and then this part that's behind it is the faux leather that I used to kind of, you know, add more to the costume. So that's all it is. I used the same painting technique, same everything. The only difference is I did not glue it on. It is attached by Velcro. I wanted to be able to take them off and on if needed. Plus I felt like they would stay on to the costume better. The glue has not been my friend lately with this costume, so I did not trust it enough to hold up these pieces. So they have Velcro attaching them on to the bodice, and then we got the back piece here, which is the same, and then the other side has the same thing. I am also in the process of cutting these, the top here where it connects, and trimming it and then re-gluing it, because we found when I tried it on the last time at the end of the last video that there's a little bit of a gap. It's a little above my shoulders, and there's like a gap between my chest and the piece, and I really want to fix that. So I'm still in the process of doing that, but I'll probably do it in the midst of this video. You won't see it, but by the end it will be done. But that's where we are with the costume so far. So that's where we are with that. And basically, you know, kind of like what I said earlier, what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on the headpiece in this video. So we're gonna make it out of the same foam that we've been using for this entire project. This stuff is very easy to manipulate. It's very, you know, easy to cut, and that's just what we're gonna use. I did find a pattern online, a free one. So I'm gonna see if I can't print it out, test it out to make sure it fits my head, and then we'll just trace it and cut it. And then obviously I will probably go through the same process as I went with all of this foam. So we will plasti dip it, we will paint it to match all of this, and then we're gonna glue it to a headband. Now I know a lot of the tutorials out there have it with a like elastic strap behind, and you know, I thought I could do that, but that's gonna be a pain in the butt, in my opinion. And I tested this out when I did my the planning video for this party, when I wore the other Scarlet Witch costume, so the like WandaVision 90s version of her, like her Halloween costume version. When I made that headpiece for that video, I did the same thing. It's just like a really cheap little headband that I think I got at Walmart or the dollar store or something. And we're just gonna put it on like this, like a, you know, a visor or whatever. Obviously it's not straight right around, but that's how we're gonna do it. So we're gonna put the headpiece, we're gonna glue it right here, and then I can just wear it like that. That seemed to work very well with the other headpiece. Extremely well. This is pretty comfortable, so that way I can kind of take it on and off if I want, and also won't mess up my hair if I do a whole lot of stuff with my hair. This is the easiest way to do it. So that's how we're going to do the headpiece. The bottom half, however, I got some fabric from Walmart. It is just 3 yards. It was like $8. I probably won't need all of this. It doesn't say if it's cotton or not, so I'm not sure. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this for the bottom half. Now I kind of see now after I bought it that it's a little bright, but we are gonna dye this. So I might dye the whole thing before I dye what I want to do. So basically what we're gonna do is, if you look at a picture of her from the Multiverse of Madness, which I'll put a picture here, the little half skirt bottom cape thing that she has is, not only is it tattered, so it's like kind of messed up, but it is like black on the bottom and it like ombres up into red, and then it's kind of black on the top part too that's around her waist. So I want to do that with some black dye. So I have some black Rit dye. I think it's for cotton, so I don't know if it's going to work on this or not. We'll try and see, because I don't really know what this material is. It doesn't say. It says assorted. So I don't know what that means. But you know, it was only $8, so if it doesn't work, I can go back and get a different kind of fabric. But I think what I'm going to do though before I dye it is I'm going to cut what I need, because I don't need to dye all of this. And I might just do like a dunk dye to either see if it takes the dye for one, but like maybe just dye it all over just for a little while, dip it in the black so that we can get this more darker red. I don't know, when I was looking at the store, I saw they had darker red fabric, but I was like, no, that's too dark. I was probably wrong. It wasn't, but we're gonna try and make this work. If it doesn't work, I can go back to Walmart and get the darker fabric. But yeah, I might just do an all over dye just to get it a little darker, and then go back in and dip the ends with the and leave it in the dipped ends in a little longer on the top and bottom. And then I might even go back with some fabric paint or some black acrylic paint and fabric medium and darken it even further, because this isn't going to get all the way black on the very ends. So I might have to do some painting and ombre it further, but we're gonna try the dye first. Now I am about to tomorrow, I am going over to my mom's to help house sit and watch her animals while she's on vacation. It's only for like the rest of this week. And I'm going to try to bring this with me. So the next day of this video, you might see a environment change, but I really want to, before I go over there, is I really want to get the crown, the headpiece cut out of the foam already. And then I would like to hopefully get this dyed already, at least test it to see if it'll dye. And then that way I can bring it over there and I won't have to dye it over at my mom's. I wanted to do all that stuff, but I can do all of the painting of the headpiece and I can do kind of the sewing over there. That's my plan. We'll see how far I get today, because there's some other things I got to do to get ready to go over there tomorrow. But another thing with the bottom half, the fabric, is that I don't think I'm gonna have it attached to the corset itself. I think what I'm just gonna do is sew elastic in it and just have it like I put it on like a skirt, and then over the pants that I'm gonna wear, and then just put the corset on. I feel like that's the easiest thing to do. No mess, no fuss. Like, I think that's the best option, to be honest. So yeah, we're not gonna like try to attach it to this. That just sounds way too complicated and not comfortable, I think. And I feel like it will just fall off. So, all right, but yeah, so I guess that's it. So I guess I will just stop talking and we will go ahead and get to work on probably the headpiece first. I will probably get to printing out a template for that and getting it cut out of the foam. So, all right, let's go. All right, so first, after I printed the template and made sure that it fit my head, I am tracing it on some foam here, and I tried my best to make all of the holes the same on both sides, but I didn't really care too much if it wasn't exactly perfect. And then I also drew in, you know, kind of all the lines that I'm going to carve in later. And then I just work on cutting it out. So I use an X-Acto knife to really cut out the holes first, and then I go in with scissors and cut around the whole edge. Alright, and now with Lydia's supervision, I am using the wood burning tool to carve in the lines on the headpiece. Obviously, do this in a well-ventilated area because burning foam isn't great to breathe in. Alright, and now I am at my mom's house, and while I'm here, I am plasti dipping the entire headpiece. I end up actually flipping it over after the side is dry and doing the back as well, because I wanted to make sure the back gets painted, because you might see a little bit of it behind my head. And here I am just now painting the entire thing with red paint. I think I ended up doing 2 coats of this completely before I move on to the detailed painting. You'll soon see that this is actually all the painting I get done at my mom's. I was kind of a fool to think that I could do any kind of painting with kittens running around. My mom had a few kittens, and let's just say that was an obstacle in itself while trying to get any of this done. So the rest of the painting actually ends up happening after I'm back home.
The next day.
Alright, so I'm back home now, and we are working on the detailed painting. So I'm just using some black paint. I'm making sure to get a lot of it off of my brush, and I'm just kind of making some little spots. I look at a reference picture to kind of see where the black spots are, and I kind of fade them, you know, into the red. And just do it in various spots, and that's pretty much all the detailed painting there was. And then, of course, once all the painting is done, I go over it with a layer of dishwasher safe Mod Podge. Hi guys, it is day 4 now of this project, and we don't have a whole lot left, so quick update. Our headpiece is finished. You guys did not see, but off camera I did glue it to the headband, so I just glued it like this. So, you know, it'll just go on like, boop, like that. I did So I painted the back as well, just plain red because, you know, just in case you could kind of see it behind me. I also did the little points here were kind of sticking out a little bit when I first tried it on. So I actually went in and glued like little bits of like, it's like very thin wire along this so I could manipulate the little points on the end of the crown. I think I'm gonna go back over that with some like maybe red tissue paper and glue over it and paint it so that it's completely hidden so it doesn't look ugly and you can't see it anymore. But this is pretty much finished. I might have to go back like I've done with my costume and reinforce it with some red thread because I am noticing the glue is already starting to come up. I don't know what it is about this foam and hot glue, but it has been not my friend through this entire costuming process. It's possible I should be using like contact cement instead, but I guess I just thought because this glue was like Gorilla Glue that it would work. But I don't know, I'm gonna have to go back and reinforce it, but for the most part, this is done. All right, so basically what we gotta do today is we're gonna work on the bottom half, so the kind of like skirt cape thing that she has going on. And I've got this fabric. Now this is kind of bright compared to the color of the costume. As you can see, this is what the majority of the costume color is, and this is a little bright. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm gonna try to see if I can dye this with the black dye. Just a quick dip to see if I can darken this a little bit. That's what I'm hoping. And then we can move on to doing the kind of ombre effect on the bottom and the top of the stuff. But I think I'm gonna cut out what I need first before I dye it because I don't wanna have to dye all of this. It feels very synthetic, so I don't know if this is gonna take dye or not. And if it doesn't, it's fine. I can go to Walmart and get some cotton or something. It'll be fine. This was only like $8, so I'm not that mad about it if it doesn't take the dye, but hopefully it does. So we'll see. We're gonna do that here in a second. But yeah, I'm gonna cut what I need first. I think I'm just gonna kind of measure my waist. It doesn't have to go all the way around my waist because it's supposed to be open in the front. And then I think I'm gonna taper it so it's like wider at the bottom. So it's more like a flowy cape kind of thing. I don't know. And then hopefully, like I said, hopefully the dye takes it and then we can kind of work on tattering the edges because we want those edges to look like ripped and messed up because that's how her bottom looks. So, and this is the last thing that we have to do for this costume and then it is done, thankfully. So hopefully if this works and there's no hitch, after we're done with this whole part, you guys will see the kind of finished product of this costume. Here's hoping. So, all right, well, let's get going. All right, I'm gonna try to tell you guys what I did here. It was a little bit chaotic, but basically I measured kind of, I think I measured 60 inches of this fabric because that's how wide I wanted the bottom to be. And then I measured the center of where the fabric is, and I centered where my waist was on that line, which my waist I think was about 33 inches. And then I folded the fabric over and traced a diagonal line from each end of where my waist ended to the end of the fabric, and basically ended up with fabric that was my waist size on top and wider on the bottom, kind of like a cape, basically. Alright, now onto the dyeing process. Now the dye that I had was for cotton. It was like an all-purpose dye. And we're not going to really get into this much because, well, the fabric didn't really take the dye. It looked like it did after I let it sit in there for a while. And after I rinsed it even, it looked like it was a little bit darker, but once it dried completely, it kind of looked like it didn't take the dye at all. So I didn't end up doing any more dyeing on this fabric and just moved on to the next step, which was putting the elastic in. So I measured the elastic the same as my waist, but 2 inches less. And I am just pinning a little section here at the top where the elastic is going to get fed through. And I actually end up hot gluing it. I do end up sewing it later, but I just hot glued it because it was easy and quick. I didn't really want to fuss with it too much. And now we are going to feed the elastic through. And I just put a little safety pin on the end so it's easy to maneuver it, and I just get it all the way through the fabric, and I end up gluing the 2 ends together with the hot glue again. I do go back over it with stitches to make sure it's just really secure, but the hot glue pretty much held it pretty good actually.
Later that night.
Alright, and now we are going to tatter the ends of this cape. So we're going to go all the way up the sides and along the bottom of the cape. And the way that I like to fray things is that I just kind of make a little bunch and cut right across with the scissors. And it makes this kind of messed up edge, and I just do that all the way up the sides and along the bottom. And I think I even actually kind of go back and cut some slits in too, just to go even further and make it even more tattered. But that's how I do it, and it works really well actually. I kind of like this technique. It looks pretty natural. Alright, and since I started noticing that some of this fabric was really fraying and unraveling, I decided to burn the edges. Now you could probably use fabric glue if you wanted to, that would be a solution. I didn't have any, so I just used a lighter, and since this was clearly synthetic fabric, it just melted. And it actually ended up looking really cool in the end. Some of the frays kind of warped a little, and it ended up looking actually really cool. So I was kind of really happy with the effect.
The next day.
Alright, and since the dyeing didn't really work with this fabric, I'm just going on with the method of using the acrylic paint and the fabric medium to do the bottom and top of this little skirt. So I just mix the 2 things together. I just eyeball it, and I'm using a round little foam brush, and I'm just going to paint along the bottom. I start by just completely coating all of the bottom, and then I work my way up until, you know, I have enough black that I feel is good, and then I kind of start putting less on my brush and dragging it upward and kind of making it look like this ombre effect. I think I do end up going back later. I didn't get it on camera, but I do go back with a maroon paint and kind of go along the top of the black section where the black meets the red, and use a little bit of the maroon paint to kind of further make that ombre transition. But I think it turned out really good. I do the same thing on the top. I don't think I actually use any maroon paint on the top part, and I don't do as much black on the top, but yeah, I was actually pretty proud of the way that it turned out. The foam brush was really the way to go because it didn't leave as many streaks as like a paintbrush probably would have. And yeah, I really liked the way it ended up. Okay, here it is, almost completely finished. I don't have the boots on, but I think the bottom half turned out really good. The only thing that I have to fix, I noticed a little piece kind of got ripped off a minute ago, so I will have to paint that, but otherwise, I think we're good. I actually haven't cut this yet, but I don't really think I need to. I might be able to like fold it under and like hot glue it or something, but I actually don't think I have to cut too much. Now that I've fixed the top bodice part, I don't think there's like a whole lot to cut now, so that's good. But yeah, otherwise I think we're looking really good. The only thing that's left is I think I'm going to get some gloves that have like black on the fingertips, like on Amazon, and wear those probably for pictures. I don't know if I will the entire time at the party, but definitely for pictures. But otherwise, I'm really happy. I was a little nervous about this costume at the start, but I think it turned out really good, and I'm very excited about it. The bottom here is a little crunchy, but you know what? It is what it is. That's what happens when you use fabric medium, so, you know, if you don't use enough fabric medium, it gets a little crunchy, but it is what it is anyway. But, yeah. I'm very happy. It's turning out really good, so I can't wait for to take pictures with this. All right. Yay! Okay, that's it. That's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make this costume. I think it turned out really good. I'm really excited to wear it completely with the makeup and the hair and everything. And yeah, there's just only a few little tiny things that are left, but it's pretty much done. And at the end of this month, my husband and I plan on taking pictures, doing a photo shoot of our costumes so that we can have those pictures for our Halloween cards that we like to send out in October. So I'm really excited. I put a whole lot of work into this costume. It took like a couple of months to make, so I'm very proud of it, and I also can't wait till maybe like a convention comes around here that I could wear this costume too, because I really want to get the most out of it since it took so long to make and a lot of work went into it. But anyway, I am definitely more pleased with it than I thought I was going to be at the start of making this. I hope that this video and the last one were helpful in any way with making a Scarlet Witch costume. I know it was probably a little chaotic because I didn't really know what I was doing along the way. I kind of had a plan, but I was mostly, you know, flying by the seat of my pants because I'd never done a superhero costume like this to this extent. So I hope it was helpful if it was at all. The next one in this series will be the hair and makeup, so I'm excited to do that too. So anyway, but yeah, if you liked this video and you stuck around till the end, obviously please give it a thumbs up if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to ring the bell so you can be notified anytime I post a new video. As far as new videos go, the next one is going to be another addition towards our superhero and villains Halloween party. We're going to work on the invitations because I got to get those done so I can start handing them out because October is almost here. And then after that, I have some fun, spooky Halloween-y videos for you guys next month. And so I can't wait to share those with you. So obviously, you're going to want to subscribe so you can get notified when all of these videos drop. We also usually always do, me and my husband always do a pumpkin carving live stream in October, which is always fun. So I can't wait for that too. Just lots of fun, spooky goodness come October. Also, if you want more content from me, then obviously you can go to patreon.com/JackieArmond and check out all of the extra content that's there, the Terror Tubes, the Friday Night Creepovers. There will be a Terror Tube this month. I plan on doing a movie review, so that'll be fun. And then there will be a Friday Night Creepover next month for October, which I kind of have a plan for, and I think it'll be fun. But and other than that, I will leave in the description of this video, as usual, links to my social media. So my Instagram and TikTok, where I post things that don't necessarily make it to a whole video on YouTube. So everyday life stuff and just kind of other fun things. I will also leave a link to my Etsy shop, where I sell witchy, spooky prop potions all year long. If you want something for Halloween, please put your orders in now. I'm getting a whole bunch of them now. It's September, so they're rolling in. Usually by like the last week or two of October, I put my shop on vacation. I will figure out those dates specifically and put it up on my shop. So if you really want something for Halloween, now is the time to put your orders in, because come October I get busy, and then the last 2 weeks of October, which is usually the week before our party and then the week of Halloween, I put my shop on vacation. So yeah, get in there if you want something. And also on my Etsy shop recently, I have a new section on there called Author Central, where you can purchase my books. You could purchase personalized signed copies of my books there, because if you don't know and you're new here, this is the first video you've ever watched, I have 2 books that I have written that are available for purchase. They are available for purchase on my Etsy shop, like I said, personalized signed copies, and then also on Amazon. One is a zombie romance, and one is a vampire adventure story. They're both available as paperback and Kindle versions, and like I said, again, personalized signed copy on my Etsy shop. They're a little cheaper on my Etsy shop because Amazon doesn't take part of the sale, but whether you purchase it on Amazon, Kindle, my Etsy shop or not, if you enjoy them, please, please, please leave a review. Either on my Etsy shop would be also awesome, but also on Amazon, because good reviews on Amazon know that to show them to people in the searches more often. So I get more of a buzz if you guys give me reviews. So please do. If you really liked my books, please do that. I would really, really appreciate it. I will also leave a link to my author website and my author Facebook page where there's like things about my books, and I update about the stuff that I'm writing currently, what I'm working on now, of which is a book about a young woman who is possessed by a demon. There is a sneak peek there that you can read, so you can kind of get excited about it. I'm still working on it, but it's chugging along, and I can't wait to finish it so I can share it with you guys. But yeah, I guess other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm really excited for spooky season, you guys. I hope you guys are too. You can't tell from this camera angle, but we have started putting up some of our Halloween decorations. You will probably notice that by the next video. Yeah, Halloween is exploding in this apartment already, as it should, and I'm just very excited for everything spooky. It's here, it's here, it's here. Now if I could just finish all the things I need to finish for this party, then we'll be good. But anyway, I guess other than that, you guys, stay spooky as always, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!